All right, thanks for tuning into Leading Forecast. And tell you what, I want to start out the show here with a quick moment of silence. Here, we lost a fellow storm chaser this weekend, Andy Gabrielson from Find the Tornado. A fellow storm chaser and friend was killed out on the Oklahoma Turnpike. I guess it was Saturday evening, but the drunk driver headed the wrong way. So just take a quick moment of silence here for Andy in remembrance of him. All right, well, let's get on over to the forecast maps because it is quite interesting day out there. Well, really not today, but as we get into the next week or so, it's going to turn interesting. Going on over to the current satellite, you can see we don't have much going on. We do have some tropical disturbances down here. We actually had Invest, I think it was 90 or something, that went on down south and had some showers and thunderstorms, and the National Hurricane Center issued some text products for it. And I tell you what, it was everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's early February and we already have our first little subtropical or tropical system, whatever you want to say, and it's pretty much gone. I think if it's probably out in here by now was what the computers were showing. Anyways, let's go on over to the 500 millibar charts first. This is as we get into tomorrow, and you can see here's a little trough starting to come across the central portions of the United States. We're going to get some snow that spreads in with that. This is as we skip ahead into Thursday, and we're starting to kind of get, this is cold air sitting up here. This is going to start working its way south and actually going to spread some cold air in. The model's really hinting at a big time pattern change here as we get into February, which is something that I had thought ever since for the past few weeks, about a month, wondered if we would get into. This is as we get into late Saturday. Here's that trough starting to build in, cold air starting to surge southward, warmer out to the west, but much colder out to the east. It seems like it's been warm all winter, but it looks like we're going to start to get into some cold air. And this is as we get into next week, because there really isn't anything between this weekend and next week. So we skip ahead. This is the Thursday the 16th. Look at this trough digging in. I mean, this trough comes all the way from Canada all the way down into Mexico. And this is a serious trough. And then as we get into Saturday, look at this storm. Low pressure center centered at 500 millibar over the Indiana-Illinois state line. A deep negative tilted trough here, and this is a cutoff, or not a cutoff low, but a deep low that's coming in across the central portions of the United States. And this is a major winter storm type of low, and we'll show you that here in just a second. Let's go on over. This is the GFS model. High pressure system tomorrow. Here's that snow that I was talking about breaking out from Kansas over towards southern Iowa, western Illinois. Nothing too major, just some light snow showers there probably. Then as we get into Wednesday, system coming off here, high pressure system building in. Here's that cold air I was talking about. Luckily, the majorly cold air is still sitting up in here, but we're going to get back more towards seasonal down across the Midwest. As we get into Friday, cold air again starts trying to retreat northward, but it's still going to be chilly out across this area here, and then some rain going on across the Gulf. Look as we get, this is again into next Thursday. Here's a low pressure system. This is coming into the Gulf here. And then here's your cold air starting to dip down across the southern plains, out across, I guess, should just say the plain states. Snow starts to break out, potentially as far south as Dallas, up towards Oklahoma City, Amarillo, Woodward, getting in on some snow. And then watch as we get into Friday, huge low pressure system sitting now out across western Ohio, and then the cold air working its way in down through this area, and places out here are getting absolutely hammered with snow. I mean, this could be, if this was to happen, this would be a blizzard, period, end of story. This would be a very, very, very strong storm, and I know a lot of the models are trending it everywhere. I think it was earlier this morning. I didn't look at the early models. They've been bringing a low here. Exactly where it is here. They've been bringing a low up the East Coast and absolutely pelting the East Coast with some heavy snow. and blizzard-like conditions. I know a lot of the models, the ECMWRF, which is the European model. Why didn't I just say that? It doesn't go out this far, but I know it brings a little sooner a low up through this area, which would probably bring the low more up this way, which would in turn bring the snow a little farther out to the west here. And so, the models are going to throw this everywhere, and whether this happens or whether it doesn't, really hard to say at this point. The thing I'm looking at here is there's not a lot of cold air blocking, which by cold air blocking I mean there's a high up here, and it's bringing this cold air down here for that storm to run up and then bring, the cold air comes in back of it. But you don't really have to have the cold air blocking. You just have to have that northern branch of the jet stream phasing in with the storm, which is what we would have with this. Just such a strong storm that whole jet stream just comes around it, and we'll see. I thought something like this would end up happening. I mean, it's been so warm, and it's been so I want to say boring almost. I mean, I know we've had our severe weather outbreaks, and we've had, just the other day we had a major snowstorm out west, but we haven't had that one significant storm yet this season. And I was wondering if it wouldn't come later on in February and early March. But maybe this is, there's a lot of storms beyond this too. There's more storms rolling through with these systems. So maybe we're going to get into a little colder and much more active pattern. We'll just have to wait and see. So anyways, that's all I have for today. We'll keep a close eye on this. And of course, this is going on during ChaserCon while we're out in Denver. So, I may be out sitting warm in Denver, and you guys here in Indiana might be getting high winds and who knows how much snow. So anyways, that's all I have. I'm going to stop talking. Have a great week. Until next time, I'm Joseph Cooper.